What's happening, people? I'm what you need. I'm doing some things, so I decided I'm gonna do this live stream with you guys, where we're gonna talk about Canelo's next opponent. I was looking at some information, some news out there, and I said, let me talk about this. I think I have some ideas of who exactly he's gonna face. I wanted to spread it with you guys before I move on. All right, now I'm doing some other things while this is going on. Those of you who want to pop on the stream, no problems, you can pop on the stream. The maximum amount of time, though, you're going to be able to stay on this stream is going to be 10 minutes. Okay, you're going to pop on, you're going to pop off. You're going to say your piece, then you'll leave. All right, what you need, just stay respectful and be cool. Not going to allow more than 3 people. And once you're on this stream, just remember, you got to keep your mic off until you're ready to speak, and you just pop it back on, pop it off. There's a little dial down there that you can use, okay? So let me put the link. Let me put the link in the comment section here. So you guys can pop on and pop off as you see fit. I'm not gonna spend a 2-hour long stream on this one. This one's gonna be short. Good. Okay, the link should be in the comment section. Cool. All right, so I'll be talking to you guys, and you guys, when you're ready, I'll just see you guys pop up in the guest area. So I'll know, or you can leave your comments in the chat section. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to try and get to you guys. Remember, this is what you need. This is not about me, this is about you. So I want to hear you guys' views on things. So let me talk about it. I was just looking at Dante's Boxing Nation for a minute there, and Dante was saying that Eddie Hearn was talking with Golden Boy about potential opponents, Canelo Alvarez. And in so doing, you know, Canelo expressed his desire to face a particular opponent. Now, you know, Golden Boy don't like to talk about which possible opponents Canelo may be having, because those opponents now can make demands and all that. But let me just say this. I personally thought it was always going to come down to those 2 fighters at 168 for a number of different reasons, right? Canelo's with the zone. So it was either going to be Billy Joe Saunders or it was going to be Callum Smith. And Callum Smith was in the running with Billy Joe Saunders to get Canelo. So anyway, I was hearing these names like Jason Quigley and John Ryder, and I was asking myself, I was saying to myself, what? Tank Nation, what's up, my dude? If you want to pop on this little stream, just click on that link, and it'll get you in the guest area if you want. So we can see your face, see who you are. It's really good for the viewers to see that we have not just icons out here or just little, what I put it, just, you know, faceless people, but we actually have real people here. And it's not all right. Let me tell you, it's good to show your face. I'm gonna tell you why in time. But in the meantime, just, you know, pop in here, show your face, because the more people get to know you, is the better it's going to be for you. Trust me. All right. We're in the inception phase. We're in the birth stages of what we're about to do. Man, you guys gonna have a great time. Great time soon enough. But they need to see your face. Okay. All right. So going into it. Shout out to Tank Nation. Canelo Pound #1, and almost everybody's saying it. Teofimo Lopez said it. Tank himself said it. Gervonta Davis, Devin Haney said it. Adrian Broner said it. Carissa Shields said it. You know, Anthony Joshua wouldn't say it, but he said he likes Canelo. You know, a number of different people said that, you know, have endorsed Canelo as pound #1 in the world. A lot of people want to dispute that. Even people who have been on, guests who've been on my program, Intangible or King Tangi, he said it as well. People hate me on these boxing streams. Man, show your face, bro. Trust me. Trust me. You want to be on my stream. And on my stream, we're not trying to really process too much hate. Of course, we can't control what goes on in the chat section. We can respond to it. But what I would tell you is, on this particular forum, where you go, you're gonna be safe in this forum, because I said you got to be respectful on here. And I'm not gonna mute people who I put on as guests unless they're really very disrespectful. That's the only way. So you were really on a good stream. You're on a good place. We're trying to be positive here. So don't you worry. And you're free. You're in a safe space where you're free to say whatever you want to say. All right. But like I said before, this platform is going to kind of get bigger and bigger as time goes along. You're going to see us do some really unique things. So that's why I want you to show your face on it, because it's gonna give you a lot of mileage later on. Trust me. All right. So I'm making a meal. Very simple meal, actually. Lentils, rice. Don't use oil. So anyway, we're talking about Canelo's next opponent. So I really truly believe that Billy Joe Saunders kind of blew it with Canelo, and he had signed up with Eddie Hearn to get the big fights, but he blew his opportunity. But Callum Smith was chomping on the bit to get the Canelo fight. He really wanted to get that fight with Canelo, and I think that he's going to land the Canelo fight. I think Callum Smith, who is the #1 super welterweight in the world right now, I think Canelo's going for the very best. And I would not be surprised that Canelo goes after Callum Smith next. Now, Callum Smith gonna want to work on some stuff. You know, he has to work on that John Ryder fight. He has to fix up his game when it comes to the inside game. So I assume of all this time that he has, he'll be working on that game, because he's going to be facing the ultimate inside fighter, the ultimate mid-range fighter in Canelo Alvarez. So if he's not on point, he's just going to fall just like Sergio Kovalev did and a lot of other fighters. Canelo, of course, has been training all along. Every time you see Canelo, Canelo's training. Apubi Sistra, what's up, my ninja? You and I both know they're going to make Canelo fight Triple G. No, I don't think Triple G's this year. Triple G needs time. Hopefully he's working on his defense. He needs a little bit more time. I think the next fight is going to be Canelo versus Callum Smith, especially he's 168. Triple G's a 160 pounder. Canelo's not going back down to 160. It's just not going to happen. So I think that Canelo's going to face Callum Smith next. That's the guy. That's the guy. I was listening to Dante's Boxing Nation. Dante saying that, you know, Canelo getting more of the courage to face it. I can't believe. You know what's the thing that gets me? Because I'm a boxing fan first. Tag Nation says, who do you think wins, Errol versus Canelo? Errol's too small for Canelo right now. Errol's going down to 147. He's adapting his body to 147. So I wouldn't talk about Errol versus Canelo at this point in time. You know, that's a good fight for when Errol adapts to 160, 168. Canelo's a 168 pounder now. He's not going back down to 160. I don't think you'll ever see Canelo at 160 ever again. I don't know why he doesn't just vacate his titles and just leave it like that, because he's going to be at 168. He's going to campaign at 168. You never know. Danny Jacobs might get his second shot at Canelo. Who knows? It depends on how Danny Jacobs plays his cards. He might get Canelo again. But it looks like Danny Jacobs is angling towards Caleb Plant. The comments he's making looks like Danny Jacobs want to go face Caleb Plant next. But I mean, all roads lead to Canelo. All roads lead to Canelo. You know what I mean? Tag Nation says, who do you think wins between Errol and Canelo? So that'll be a good fight when it happens. When it happens, it's going to be a good fight. Don't know. I don't know. Errol's a southpaw. Errol likes to do the same thing Canelo likes to do. Canelo has the experience on his side. I was watching that Callum Smith. I was watching that Mike McCallum versus James Toney. 35-year-old Mike McCallum, WBA champion for a long time, versus James Toney, recently won his title against Michael Nunn. In that fight was so much skill, you know. And what I would tell you about Errol versus Canelo would be there would be a ton of skill, but I just don't see Errol facing Canelo anywhere in the foreseeable future, because I mean, Canelo's at 168. Next will be 175. He might clean out 168 before Errol even comes close to 168. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really see in the distant future Errol facing Canelo. I don't see that as a possibility. Errol's going to go up to 154. Then he's going to go to 160. He got two weight divisions to go up to first before he even faces Canelo at 168. So, you know, but if that fight ever happens, I think Canelo's going to be the older. Well, no, I think he and Errol about the same age. So If that fight ever happens, it'll be probably Errol moving up in weight to face Canelo, and there'll be a lot of skill involved. It'll be a very skilled fight, you know. And we're talking about like better than Diego Corrales versus Jose Luis Castillo. We're talking Hall of Famers, pound for pound fighters facing one another. There'll be so much skill involved, you know, that it'll be a crazy fight. But that's way down the road. That's like 5-10 years from now, you know. But it's something that it'll be a hell of a fight. It'll be a hell of a fight. I think where Errol may have an advantage is Errol can outbox a little bit more. He can fight on the outside. You know, he could really pivot and move. His pivot work is crazy. That might give him an advantage, like Mike McCallum had on James Toney. Even if James Toney crashed him in the final round, almost stopped him, man. But McCallum got a hell of a nice movement. He rocked back. You know, he ride punches really well. Poopy Sistrun says better defense, Crawford or Mayweather. Smarter fighter, Mayweather. Variety of offense, Mayweather. Not quantity of offense, but the variety, how he mixes it up, how he does different combinations and unique things. He does combinations with feints. Like, I don't know how to explain it to you, but I'm a musician. And I know that a rest is a pause. And so a lot of people like to throw combinations at one speed. Bam, 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 right? Mayweather doesn't do it like that. Okay? He'll throw a 2-3 punch combination. He's doing a 6 punch combination, 2-3 punches, feint one movement, whoa, come back with another set of combinations, feint one movement, combination. That's how Mayweather do it. So he throw a feint inside of there to throw you off, throw your balance, your rhythm, your positioning off. Then he throw the punch in a rhythm that's upbeat of your rhythm. What I mean by that is when you just kind of relax a bit, there goes the punch on you. And I tighten you up on this side. When you're about to throw a punch, he catch you in between you throwing a punch. So he catch you in between the shots. That's different to a guy just rattling off a combination. You know, rattling off a combination, but the guy's blocking the punches, or the guy's anticipating the punches so he can still catch it, you know, or brace for it. You know, it's just different. You know, guys like Sugar Ray Leonard and Sugar Ray Robinson and Manny Pacquiao, they barrage you with punches. But if you know what you're doing, you just watching for in between those spaces of those punches. And you want to see them stop that combination, you hit them in between that space. You catch them in between that space to the body, especially, and watch them double over and then move back. Marcus McDonald was raising down a whole set of punches on Floyd, and he stabbed him right into the spleen. And that was it. He just backed the fuck off. You know what I'm saying? He backed the fuck off with that. And that's the thing. Timing. You know, it's like a dance. It's like music, you know. That's why you hear seniors saying, bop, bop, bing. Okay? Bop, bop, bing. You know what I'm saying? It's like a dance. The bing is the power punch. The bop bop was the touch. I touch him, you know. See, it's cerebral. You know what I'm saying? But it's something that the old school boxers knew a little bit about. You don't put everything. You don't put mustard on everything. Then they get used to you. They get used to your power. You know. Sometimes you feint him. You feint him. What you do when you feint him? You hit him a hard shot first. And then you come back as if you're going to hit another one, you feint it. And you just come back here and jab him out. And jab him out. What have you done? Right? The feint was worse than the shot. You know what's the worst thing in the world? Anticipating something. And it don't come. You feel that little like electricity coming in the part of your body because you was expecting the shot. It didn't come. And so you tighten up even more. See what I'm saying? It's a mental game. See, a lot of people don't understand that. They don't understand that. Why would I hit you a shot that you expect? You're not going to feel nothing. I hit you a shot you don't expect. You feel that worse than the shot that you expected. It's not about how much power you have. It's how you use your power. That's how you get their attention. That's how you knock out guys. Poopy Sister says, by the way, is 50 squats a day good enough? It depends on how you do your 50 squats. Me, I don't do more than 5 squats at a time. So I'm gonna do 5. You could do 50 squats, 5 squats, 10 times a day. You know, but the idea is to keep it going, keep consistency. You know, it's not so much about volume right now. It's about doing a little bit every day. You know, if you look at me, I'm in tip-top shape. I don't do more than 5. I don't do more than 5 pull-ups. More than 5 squats. More than 5 dips, and then I also do 5 push-ups. That's all I do every day. But I'm in tip-top shape because I do it every day. Every day. I don't miss a day. Every day. Whether it's when I wake up or it's after I eat something, I do it every day. You do that every day for the rest of your life, you're gonna be in tip-top shape. Of course, I walk around a lot. I do a lot of walking and a lot of activities and stuff, you know. I don't eat any oil either. I don't really use oily foods. Foods are natural oils. I try to stay with natural sugars, but every now and then I use some processed sugar. You know. Boxing Monster. Shout out to Boxing Monster, man. If you guys want to jump up on this thing, the link is in the chat area. Don't be afraid to show your face. Don't be bashful. Don't be shy. Shout out to Boxing Monster, the man who knows boxing and who actually does boxing. How's the training going, brother? You still training those guys? Is what you don't see coming that hurts you. Yes, sir. Always. Always. You know? And it's a psychological thing too. If you got a strong mind, you ain't gonna get shot. Of course, you can do other things as well as ride the punch with your head, ride it back this way. It looks exaggerated, but that's what Mike McCallum did with James Toney. James Toney would hit him with his hard rights. And Mike McCallum would dip all the way. He'd ride that punch all the way back this way. You know, all the way. He just ride it. So a lot of people felt that he's taking the steam off the punch, you know. Even if he got caught, he like running. You see Canelo doing it all the time. Canelo spin his head all the way back, you know. And he trained that. He trained his neck muscles to do that. Because, you know, remember you do the neck strengthening of your neck muscles and all that. That's why Canelo Triple G does the same thing. So sometimes the punches that you think Triple G's really getting, no, like sometimes you hit him with an uppercut in his body, but he rolled the punch backward and doubled over. So he buffered the impact of the punch, you know. It's good to box. When you guys box, man, I'm telling you guys, man, you're missing out on boxing, you know. You don't have to spar, but at least train. And then your eyes start to see things that you wouldn't normally see in the boxing fights, and your eyes start to open to what's really going on in there. It's really awesome. It's really awesome. It's a little harder getting in the ring, though. Yeah, let me see what it's saying there. Boxing Monster says, look like you lost weight since the last time I was here. Yes, sir. I'm flat 160, 158, 156. I'm right around 154 now. So yeah, I lost a lot of weight, tightened up a lot. My body's like super tight. See, I got the muscles and everything. Tighten up. Got flat stomach. I used to have a bloated stomach. I used to have super flat now. It's like almost sunk into a hole. You know what I mean? It's great, man. It's great. So yeah, I think that Canelo's next opponent before we go on 20 minutes, you could spot at LA Fitness like Charlie Z. No. I don't want nothing to do that, dude. Yeah, Canelo's next opponent, I think, is going to be Callum Smith. If you guys think to throw around some other names, I don't think he's ever going. I don't think once Jamal Charlo and Demetrius Andrade stay at 160, I don't think he's going back to 160. I think those guys are going to have to come up to 168 to face Canelo. That's the reality of the situation. He was going to face Billy Joe Saunders. And the reason he was going to face Billy Joe Saunders is because probably Billy Joe Saunders got the knockout and he looked a little better against his opponent than Callum Smith did. And, you know, even though Callum Smith is rated as the #1 super middleweight in the world right now, probably the weakest of them. And I know Canelo don't want to face the weakest of them, but the way how it is with the zone, it makes sense for him to Tank Nation says, I caught Amir Khan training for Canelo at LA Fitness one time. For real. The reality of the situation is Eddie Hearn's matchroom was right there. He's gonna make a fight with one of the matchroom fighters, and it was going to be between Callum Smith and Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders just, I mean, he just messed that thing up. I don't know what's wrong with Billy Joe Saunders. He had a good thing going right there. Probably he's afraid of losing or something. I don't know what his story is, but he just messed up. He messed up the Demetrius Andrade situation. He just messed up the Canelo situation. I don't understand why that ninja would do something like that. Now, Callum Smith, he beat George Groves, right? And some other person he beat that was noteworthy. So that might be the best out of the lot. He probably the one with the best record, other than David Benavidez, who beat Anthony Durrell's brother, Anthony Durrell. Other than him, I mean, that's the best of the 168 pounders right now. The 168 division is very, very young. So whoever Canelo faces next, whether it's Callum Smith, problem with it is I don't want him to face Billy Joe Saunders for the stupid things that Billy Joe Saunders said. So I'm really not interested in him facing. I would have loved to see him face Billy Joe Saunders, because Billy Joe Saunders is the best 168 pounder in my opinion right now. That would have been the biggest challenge for him at 168. Callum Smith, you know, David Benavidez would have been in the next one, or Caleb Plant. I still favor Caleb Plant over David Benavidez. David Benavidez is a big 168 pounder, so I see why some people would have wanted Canelo to face David Benavidez, because he's big. But I think Callum Smith's much more. I think Caleb Plant is much more skilled than David Benavidez. But Callum Smith and David Benavidez are big, huge 168 pounders, and so it would be nice to see Canelo against one of them. It doesn't really matter. Ain't one of them young guns at 168. If Canelo takes on one of those guys who are champions, you know, he already is in position to face Callum Smith anyway. He's the regular WBA champion. Callum Smith is the super champion. So if he beats Callum Smith, he officially now has 4 divisions in which he's become world champion. I can't knock him for that. You know what I'm saying? I hope he cleans out 168 and it goes up to 175. So it's really up to him. He almost cleaned out 160 and he decided, I'm going up to 175. So he touched down 175 once. He's going to head to 175 at some point. Face, I believe, Dimitri Bivol is another guy that they can also have him face. Dimitri Bivol, he's like 170. He's not really a true 175 pounder. So they could do it as I don't want to say what they could do it at, but Bivol's another guy that's with, I believe, the Zone. So, but Bivol may want to face Beterbiev. So we don't know how. I mean, there are other players in the game that Canelo could face. Bivol is absolutely an excellent fighter. That's a better challenge than, say, a Callum Smith or Billy Joe Saunders. Tank Nation says, I'm for real, buddy. Yeah, I heard you. I heard you when you said Amir Khan training for Canelo. I heard you. I heard you the first time. Yeah, but if you're gonna do Dimitri Bivol, which would be a good fight. That's a good fight. That's up to them though. You know, Matchroom's got they got Callum Smith and they got Callum Smith and they got Saunders. But Saunders ain't want to fight, man. He didn't want to fight. He sabotaging himself. So he didn't want no big payday on no Canelo fight. He just sounds stupid, man. I mean, if you beat Canelo, I don't know why these young fighters. You beat Canelo, you're the A side now. You get to call the shots. You know, I don't understand why they wouldn't want to go after Canelo. I don't care what he's offering. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what he's offering you. You go after Canelo, but nope. They're comfortable not going after him. So I don't know. You know, the ones that really want him, like Charlo and Andre, you know, they're not getting him. You know, but those are guys I think he should face, quite frankly. Anyway, that's it for the feed. Like I said, this is who I think is Canelo's next possible opponent. I believe it's going to be Callum Smith. I think that's the guy that's going to get it. And if he doesn't screw it up, he should get it. He should just keep his mouth shut, watch to see what's happening, and negotiate in the background, and don't price himself out. and it should be good. I mean, let's hope he doesn't price himself out, but he should get a pretty good payday. They should offer a decent offer, not low ball him, and we can get that fight, man. We can get that fight. Should be great for boxing. And I would say this: I don't know where they're gonna have the fight, but if they have it in the UK, but next year, probably not this year. Next year, if people can get to go back out. Well, let's see what happens as the year goes along. Because Canelo want to have a lot of subscriptions. He want to have a lot of people, you know. He want to give the zone, you know, more value for their money. Anyway, I got to get out of here. It was nice talking to you guys. Remember, you can do your squats. And remember the squats, though. Remember to do them correctly, right? You're doing it. You're leaning back. Your butt's out in the air, and you're putting most of your weight down your heels while keeping your legs kind of trying to spread your knees as far away from each other as possible, which means you're trying to bend them backwards towards your back. Okay, spread them outwards. So that when you go down in the squat, you don't hurt your knees, right? You go down, try to get below your knees with the squat as far down as you can, shoot back up, right? And it's really good, it's really nice. And healthy living, remember, healthy living involves several different things: proper rest, sunlight, fresh air, healthy foods. So you want to stay away from foods that are too fatty or too sweet or too salty. And then you want to have also, and try to keep like a fruit, something like a fruit maybe that's a naturally sweet something, or maybe you use like grains, nuts, those kinds of things, in preference to things like bread, in preference to things like rice, even though rice is a grain, so you could use rice if you want. Use a lot of seeds, a lot of peas, a lot of beans, you know, with your food. If you're going to eat meat, that's great. It's high in protein, but use selenium with your meats. And yeah, maybe a supplement, and try to eat on time. Okay. In addition, exercise. Make sure the exercise is not something that you're trying to overstrain yourself with. Try to stay as relaxed as possible, as happy as possible when you're doing exercise. You don't have to do things fast, not do things quick. The important thing is doing them well. Okay? And that's all I got for now. I'm out of here on What You Need. Peace.